The presentation. Go ahead and call the meeting to order. And since Jessica and them are already set up for Premier, if I want to just take, if you want to sit up front, they're going to do a presentation, or you can stay in your seats, whichever you prefer. And Jessica, we'll leave it to you to go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Okay. I'll just go, if you've got your packet, the monthly marketing updates that I sent, if you don't mind, we'll hand through that.
Everybody.
We'll go over those numbers.
Everybody knows. No, I'm not.
Alright. I'm going to show you guys the website tonight. It's about 75% complete. And Justin is with us from JD Media to go over his part of the work. So we are anticipating a February 1, beginning of February launch date, so that all the things that we've planned on the website, the Google AdWords, will get started and test it before the spring really hits. And then be well live for AdWords, of course, in the summer. So before we get to that, let's just get over this packet of information. I won't spend a whole lot of time boring you with numbers, but as you can see, the traffic, I've got the Google Analytics update. I run it monthly, so for December, we had almost 3,000 visits to the site. And if you want to look at the website visits, I made a small graph for you to show, since we've started working with you and put on the analytics on the site back in August, we had over 4,000 visits. So we stayed in the almost 5,000 visits throughout the fall on the site. And then we've lowered a little bit for the the winter, but of course to be expected. I'm going to be more curious to see what our traffic looks like spring, summer, and then once we get a full year under our belt to compare these numbers, and then next year, this year, this summer, what it looks like in the fall. So, staying strong as far as our website visits, so people are definitely hitting the website. You'll turn the page. Atlanta is still holding strong on where our locations are, where people are visiting the site from. Charlotte, Sylvan, Nashville, they fluctuate from month to month, but Atlanta always stays in the top 2 from where our traffic flow is coming from. And then Facebook always stays in the top as far as our top referrals, still getting a lot of traffic from Facebook. And I'm going to talk about Facebook in just a second. I've been extremely pleased with our results on Facebook. But, Alright, if you flip the page, I've been playing with the targeting on our Facebook ads. I always, of course, target the Atlanta area. Got this up here as well. It's not very clear, so you'll just do best to look at the packet of information. But I've been playing with the targets, and you'll see that for this first preview ad that I have on our sheet here, I targeted people who lived in North Carolina, who were the age of 30 and older, who liked fishing, outdoor recreation, biking, hunting, fishing, and whatnot. And that ad alone got me 104 page likes. You can see the Come Discover Franklin, North Carolina, enjoy a weekend in the mountains with the couple. So I used a young couple, I did that kind of targeting, and that was a very successful ad for us. My second most successful recent ad was at the waterfall, and if you turn the page, the targeting on the waterfall, I did Atlanta in the 25-mile radius of Atlanta, Charlotte 25-mile radius, and people that were 25 and older, and I also did some recreational outdoor cycling, Blue Ridge Parkway, and that ad got us 241 new page likes. So that was a very successful ad. So I've just been playing with targeting, and we have definitely increased our likes. We had 494 fans when we first started in July, and we now have 4,421 fans as of today. So it has, and we do $1,000 a month. That's what we put in our budget for the ads, and we target. And these are just 2 ads that I've showed you, but I do tons of ads with pictures, and I play with targeting. So this has definitely been a great thing for us. And like I say, when I do see you guys, if you have any feedback on posts or ideas of things you want to see on the page, or any events that I may not know about, if you've got a special event that you know that's going on in the town, shoot me an email, tell Summer, and we'll get that on the Facebook page. Just something to keep the content going. But I do post every week. and then create new ads. So. Just a quick billboard update. We've got one more 4-week run, and that will be May. So, got plenty of time to think about that board and what we want it to look, and our design team will work on that. But if you've got any feedback or ideas that you'd like to see run in the Atlanta area on that last run of billboards, please let me know. And then, of course, July, I guess the fiscal year will start over with the budget. If we want to do billboards again or discuss that, we can later in the year. And Google AdWords, I have been working very closely with Justin as far as setting up the campaigns, the ads, the layout of the Google AdWords account. And you'll just see a general outline on your page here. We're going to focus on outdoors and then tourism, accommodations. So I've been working with him on the budgets, and once we get the website ready, if you turn the page over, we'd like to test it in February, doing about $1,000 on our AdWords in February, and then spreading the remainder of the AdWords budget out. And so this is a tentative schedule, depending on how we think the tracking goes and all that with our AdWords, but bumping it up in March, April, and then hitting it harder in May and June. So we'll have our AdWords running starting February through the spring and summer. So I want to show you the website now, and then I'm going to turn it over to Justin, because he has the content of 5 new landing pages, and that is complete on the site. He's going to give you some keyword research that they did. They did a ton of work on content earning, and it's turned out really great. I think you'll be pleased. So,
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I ask now, or since we're fresh on the Facebook thing?
Yeah,
And I don't know all the logistics of it, but I'd like to see maybe something way. It would be cool, and I don't know who would man that. It's grown a lot. So
yeah, we have we're hitting
cool
5,000 fans almost. So if you
piggyback on that and do like a giveaway would be cool.
you know, of course,
Just throwing that out there.
yeah, and
Is State Titus Locally volunteer to head that up?
It could be some, a partnership of some sort if this board's okay with that. Something we can discuss a little bit later. Let me think about it a little bit more. And it's a great opportunity, I think. So,
well, and just remember as you discuss it, the logistics of when you do a giveaway on Facebook, you're going through the legal software of some sort. To keep it legal.
Right.
But especially when you have that many fans and it's growing. So.
Right.
But yeah, we've done it many times for some of our businesses and know the software to use. So just let me know.
Okay.
Okay. So let's pull up the website. Hope you'll be able to see this clearly from the TV. This and the screen resolution, it's going to be a little difficult. Can you guys kind of make this out? And I don't know if you can see this laptop here, but it's everything's scale and much more nicer than TV. But here's the home page. We have worked with the chamber on getting a lot of photography, and if you have photography, anybody that would like to donate for your site, it can be used and kept on file. It's a Timeless Moments Imaging, is that a photographer in the area? They have been very generous to give to the chamber and will allow us to. So you'll see familiar photos on the site. It turned out really good. I was really glad to be able to have them as a resource, and we'll give them credit, of course, for photography. But we worked with Justin on the site map, so it's very easy to navigate in this site. It's a lot of common sense of where to go and to get on this site. The other one just had a lot of things going on in the main pages and sub-pages, so we kind of condensed it and made it more simple to navigate. You've got your home, and underneath visit, you've got hotels, motels, shopping, restaurants, and directions. So in the visit, it's where you're going to go find your hotels, restaurants, and how to get to Franklin. I pulled the hotels from the current site. So Summer, and I'll send you this link so you can go and improve. But just make sure I've got the right hotels and city limits. I believe I've got them all, make sure not left anybody out. But we actually updated this. The old site, you couldn't really click to get to the hotel's webpage. We put everybody's website in to get to these hotel sites, to call and get more information or book a reservation. So, and we made everybody on one page, the inns, the hotels, just because the list isn't as long because we've got to stay within the city limits, I assume for TDA purposes. Okay. Things to do. You'll have historical trails, museum, the performing arts center, factory, and day trips. I'm going to show you the explore section because that's where we've got a majority of the work done. But under explore, this is where everything is to explore what to do in Franklin. So gym mining, hiking, biking, kayaking. They optimize a lot of these pages, or re-optimize a lot of the pages that were already written, and then added new pages for us. So this is where a lot of the work was put in. So here's an example of a re-optimized page, taking what was on the old site and making the new site re-optimized with SEO contact. And he will describe all this to you. We even have a gym mining map that they can download. Any maps I could get my hands on, I did. So gym mining, a waterfall map. We had done a waterfall map in Premiere in-house, and we put that on the site as well.
Chamber has a Raccoon's Guide.
Yes, I got that from the chamber.
Okay.
Here's the hiking. And as you notice, these pictures up here at the top, that's what's changing. So every page you go to gets a really nice graphic or photo that either came from a local one or stock photography that was appropriate. So we have the AT, the Marching Trail, and then links. They're staying like, and Outdoor 76, 3 Eagles of where they could go for hiking needs and that sort of thing. So this is, let me get a white water. I won't show you every single one of these, but you get, that was a picture from the chamber, and this was a re-optimized page. So we just cleaned it up and made it visually very attractive and easy to get through on the site. I really like the events and festivals page because you've got all the events listed. And I gotta check these dates in the 2014 calendar year and make sure they're right. But here's our list of events that we know and festivals that we have every year. And then we have added a calendar of events. So we're not just gonna list the events, we're gonna actually have where you can add events as the year goes on. It doesn't have to be just festivals, the jamboree, anything that we wanna add, shows at a theater. And let me show you, I worked on that today. Here's our events calendar. Very common, you've seen these before. Let me go to next month because I put one in for February.
Is there a mobile site set up for this year?
There will be. Yeah, we'll get this site completely done and then we'll make the mobile version. So I added a show that's coming. There's not much going on in the winter here, so I went in and added some of the shows at the theater, and it's popped up, you can see it, and then we exit out of it and takes us right back to the calendar. And the About Franklin section, this is where we're going to host getting people to sign up for email. Letting them submit the email to us. DNet will store that, and I'll get with them on that because I know that's where our contract is with. So if they want to get more information, a contact us form, this will allow us to gather data, like we've talked about in the last meeting I was here. So we can start collecting these addresses and then use them in the future to send e-blast, hopefully. I'd like to see that for 2014. Building our database, and then let's tell them what's going on in Franklin and get them here. So we're going to use this as a resource. So that's not done yet. That will be one of the next things that gets completed. And then the blog section is something I need to talk to you about. We discussed doing blogging because that would keep fresh content on the site. That would help our SEO. I don't know if you've discussed it. Anybody want to write blog? Are we going to take turns writing blog? Do I need to find a writer? I mean, does anybody want to submit content for the blog? Or is that or maybe put that on your agenda?
Periodically, but I'm not taking that one on
But
solely.
that's something that we need to think about. It doesn't have to be every day or every week. If it was twice a month, we had a new blog on what's going on in the area, or a new business comes to town, or anything that's fresh content relevant to the area. I of course have writers that I can connect you with and get fees and all of that. But I'd like to see, you know, if you're interested, the blog be of use. Because that was one of the big things we talked about, to keep the site fresh with fresh content. So that's where our blog will be. And as we add blog posts, you can see at the bottom here, recent posts, they'll show up on the site. We'll also have a photo gallery, so all the photos that I've collected, and if you have any photos that you'd like to submit, we'll have a photo gallery that they can be on the site as well. So comprehensively, the site, like I said, is about 75% complete and will go live very soon. So if you have any comments, suggestions, opinions, please share and we'll get that on our to-do list. But it's going really well, and I'm going to turn it over to Justin if you guys have any questions for me, and he's going to go over the 5 new pages, which is right here at the bottom. Where my mouse is coming over from the quick links and 5 new SEO landing pages. So, any questions? Anything?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you for
Now,
that.
and I will send a link when we get closer to, you know, this going very live. I'll send you a link in YouTube, however you please with it. You'll be able to really see it better on your computer. And if you want to come up and look on the laptop, I'll leave it pulled up, and you guys can take a look and do that if you'd like. All righty, thank you.
Thanks, Jessica. I'm actually going to bring my laptop up in a moment because I want to show the keyword research that we did. But the site, having the site online, we'll talk about here other things that we accomplished as well. So from the keyword research, we chose, helped us guide the sitemap creation. I did the sitemap myself, and we went back and forth with Jessica trying to get it right. Basically taking what was there before and trying to make it a little bit easier to understand. And then we also used the keyword research. In other words, what are the most people searching for that would make sense to be, like the content to be really aligned with. And then we basically chose the 10 pages that had the best keywords, and my writing staff spent some time injecting the keyword in the right appropriate number of times, as many as we could without getting redundant or changing too much. So those pages, some of the ones that Jessica showed, are mostly in the Explore section, and we also did the accommodations section and a few other main pages on the site. So we did 10 of those. And we found the best 5 keywords from our research that would not easily translate into re-editing, and we wrote those new fresh pages. So the old site didn't have a good map page. There's a pretty good number of people searching for Franklin maps and Franklin, North Carolina maps. So the Franklin, North Carolina map is that one of the keywords that we did. So the page basically just embeds Google Map, but it has enough content on it that if someone's searching for the map, they should find it. And it also links to a few of the other maps that Jessica talked about, like the waterfalls map and the gem mining map, so that people can find those other maps as well. But it's mostly focused just on embedded Google Map. That content should do well once the new site's live. The next one on the list is gem hunting in North Carolina. So obviously, people searching for gem mining, gem hunting in Franklin, hopefully will find the page that we re-edited. But there's a large number of people searching who may not be aware of Franklin yet, but they're looking for gem mining or gem hunting, and they know they want to go to Western North Carolina or the mountains of North Carolina. So we wrote a page about that, and also redirected those people into, if they search that page and that shows up at the top to 2 or 3 search results, those people will end up on the Discover Franklin website. And you have a chance to basically convince them that the best gem hunting in North Carolina is found in Franklin, which is the title of the page. And then the content below attempts to convince them of that, and hopefully that they'll make their decision to visit here. But it talks about some of the mines and some of the similar content that was on the other mining page as well. The next one is things to do in North Carolina mountains, or NC mountains, and that just frames all the best that Franklin has to offer against that keyword where people might be looking for something in this greater area. The next one is Smoky Mountain hiking trails, not just self-explanatory as well, just covering the hiking trails in this area as they pertain to the Smoky Mountain. And the last one is Dry Falls, NC. We found that there was actually a pretty high search volume for Dry Falls, so we wanted to create a whole page about it, and there weren't entire pages about any of the waterfalls on the site. So that's something where you could expand in the future and do more full pages about different falls, more pages about different gem mines. Both of those would really support people finding this site, those other more general keywords. So that is these 5 plus the 10 that we rewrote is the bulk of the work that we've done. The site map was implemented. And then I've been working with Jessica on the budgets for the AdWords and also reviewing the ad campaigns. And the ad campaigns came out of the curative research. So I'm going to try to switch computers here, see if I can bring my computer up just for a moment. So I can email this to anyone who'd like to see a spreadsheet version of this. Basically how this document works is it has different tabs. And the one I'm on right now is called recommended keywords. And this is like the Franklin specific section here, and then the festival, gem mining, rafting, waterfalls, fishing, hiking, waterfalls. So these are the best keywords pulled from larger lists on those subjects. And then the next column has how many monthly searches there are for the keyword. The next column is a competition number. This is a number from 0 to 1, determining how many people are advertising on that keyword in Google. So that sort of helps determine how challenging it might be to get #1 ranking. And then the next is where the current Franklin website ranks for the keyword. We don't want to necessarily choose keywords where you're already #1 because there's no reason to spend any effort or money on optimizing those. So the next column is which page of the Franklin site shows up first in the search results. So we basically did all this data for the best keywords, and then we worked with Jessica to choose which ones make the most sense. But the overall document has all the keywords from the AdWords campaign, the current top 50 organic keywords that you've already ranking, you're already driving traffic, and then we have a Franklin specific tab, which basically means the word Franklin appears in the word in the keyword. You see at the top Franklin, NC, Franklin, North Carolina, the first two, hotels in Franklin, things to do in Franklin. Kind of goes down the list as the numbers get smaller. The next section is festivals, gem mining, and each one of these tabs can have anywhere between 50 and 200-300 keywords. I'm not sure what the range was for this project, but some of our projects have thousands of keywords. We just go until there's no more volume left on the different variations. And then typically what I do is I end up folding the ones I think make the most sense and then moving those into the selected tabs that kind of help generate the next meeting with a client, have Jessica back in the fall. So that sort of covers, I think, rafting, attractions in the region, motorcycle riding, waterfalls, general outdoor North Carolina, general accommodations. These are like more Smoky Mountains and more broader regional terms in terms of accommodations. And all these keywords can be added into the AdWords campaign. So these tabs kind of help generate the sub-campaigns that Jessica decided to set up, and then I'll look back behind and review the ad text and break down in the individual budgeting. And technically we've been paid in full, and we've pretty much done the work that we've been contracted to. But I'm gonna work with Jessica through February to get the campaigns tweaked and ready to go for March, and then our work will be done. So what we've done, keyword research, which guides the SEO and the AdWords, site map development, writing 5 new landing pages, editing 10 existing pages, consulting with Jessica on new ad campaigns and ads, and then working with the budget, and we're working on individual keyword bidding next, and that'll be the last thing we do once the campaigns are up and running on new sites live in a few weeks. So I think that covers everything that we've been able to accomplish. Thanks.
Thank you
good.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great job. Yes, so we will
Sure. I'm gonna do the side up here. And Summer, if you don't mind, just exit out and moving this over.
So thank you for this opportunity. I think that covers my stuff, but I appreciate it.
Do y'all have any questions? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you.
I have mine, which is in the packet.
Meeting minutes, if we can have a motion to excuse Ms. Burnett.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to the minutes for the November meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Going on to the financial report.
For you guys. So far, and there's also, if you want to flip through, I did a comparison sheet as well, and I'll touch on that in just a moment. It looks like to date, from starting with our new fiscal year from July until, looks like November of 2013, we have taken in $51,393.76. The next, if you'll look where it says less disbursements, that is what we have spent to date, and it looks like we have spent $35,479.40. If you want to flip the next page, the commitments that we still have out there is the EMC outdoor advertising. That is the last billboard campaign that we'll be doing this spring, so we'll still owe them the $8,750, and then we'll be done with the billboard campaign for this fiscal year. Of course, the Smoky Mountain Center will still owe them $15,000, and then the Franklin Main Street program, that is for Winter Wonderland. We still owe them $2,000. So other than that, the remaining balance that we have is $38,770.60. Any questions on that before we move on to the comparison? Okay. On the comparison sheet, if you want to notice, it looks like, we'll start with September, we'll back up a little bit. If you look at September, we were down from last year. Last year for September, we had $11,900.99. This year, we've dropped down to $9,362.51. However, we still, 2013 is still better than 2011, so it's kind of a hit or miss, if you will. Then going on down to October. October is the lowest one we've had since 2009, 2010. It looks like we took in $13,204 for the month of October. And then the last one that we have data for is November. Again, similar to November, it actually looks like, on record, it's been the best November we've had since 2009. It's the best so far, and it was $6,611.03. On a little bit of a side note tying into this, I did notice where Budget Inn had closed down just for the season, so that might be a factor in upcoming results. I also noticed, and I'm sure most of you have too, the Knights Inn is, I believe they're still open for now. I've saw cars there, but it looks like they're up for auction or foreclosure, shall I say. I think I saw some January 30th, sometime in January. So that's something else to maybe consider when we're looking at figures, that might have some effect on it as well. But other than that, that's all I had.
Well, I can tell you September was down from last year, but last year it wasn't that one though. Walmart was getting ready to open and all the construction. That was probably why it was
That's
like one of the
good.
highs, so.
Good point.
Yeah, that was a big bump on several months that was due to construction.
But our like June, July, October are used to be our busiest months, and now it seems like it's starting to pick up odd months like August, September. Our December was one of the best we've had.
May, June,
I mean,
it was strange.
yeah, it's either, I don't know. It depends on the weather too, because
Yeah.
last year it rained, what, 3 months?
Summer was horrible.
It was horrible. So, I mean, there's not much you can do, especially with it being a lot of outdoor stuff, but that played a factor, I think, on a lot of that, so hopefully it won't.
There's no questions, we did a motion and
Okay. If I can have a motion to accept the occupancy report.
Move we accept it as stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on to the subcommittee reports, I don't believe we have anything with finance and budget.
No.
I certainly don't have anything.
Nothing with
Maybe
policy.
I may have something next month for application, but nothing
Okay.
yet.
And then Vicky's not here with policy and procedure, but I don't believe there was anything on that. And then application reviews. So do you guys?
I don't have nothing this month, maybe next month.
So moving down to new business, we went through the presentation with J&B and Premier. And then we do need to talk about the blog, if we can go ahead and add that on here. How y'all want to handle that? Want to take turns, designate
Well,
someone to do it, or?
You know, I could put some time into it, but again, I don't want to be the chief thing because in September, October, November, hopefully going to be tied up again. So, you know, that's a problem because there are some months where I will put a bit at the railroad. So.
And she said like weekly, I think we should probably maybe do it.
I think weekly is really ambitious.
Yeah.
Well, she said, you know, twice a month, something like that, that would be something that would be doable.
So I don't know if at our meetings we should decide on two that are gonna do that and a set time that we can do it so that it doesn't get forgotten, get caught up. I mean, it's easy to do if everybody gets busy and.
Well, what we could do, and this is up to you guys, if you would want me, because I think she said the website's about 75% completed,
Mhm.
so we're not completely up and going. If you wanted to, at the next meeting, I can do like a sign-up sheet, if you will, and do the dates of when I can get with Jessica and say, okay, when do you need a blog post, and kind of put up like where if you guys, we can pass around if you want to sign up, you can. Would that be
And then
okay?
each meeting.
And if you don't, you don't.
Is it worth having her get some pricing on
Right.
just seeing what it would cost?
Yeah, we could do that.
We can do
We could
that.
have
Yeah.
that too at our February meeting.
Yeah.
So we can ask her if she
I didn't
wants
ask
to.
her, but on the site itself, I don't know if she touched on, is there like a history of Franklin or anything like that?
I don't
I'm
know.
sure we
Part of
could
the
do
site, I
that.
don't know if that'd be an
There
interesting
is
part to
a
get on
county
there.
website.
I was looking everywhere for
Which
that.
is neat.
Just wonder if it might be a good idea to have a little back history somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And she's willing to add anything, so we
Yeah,
could.
without duplicating it.
Put some museums and stuff on there, too.
I think she was saying that the
I don't know,
county's
I'd
government
like to look at-
website.
I could, I'll be honest, I couldn't really see it from here.
Yeah.
I thought there
Yeah.
was.
Was there something on museums and
Museums,
stuff like that?
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell either, but surely there's
I thought
just
there
a
was
little
a thing that
information
said
on
museum.
the old one.
Each
I
of the
thought there was.
museums, each of the museums
No.
have their own website, we should be linking to those rather than duplicating.
And those are things we can get questions for and present at the next meeting too.
Yeah, we can, I made it look to bring back.
But I'm with you about maybe a writer or something if we can get. My thing is that we get busy and, you know, can't write it. Or sign up and someone forgets and you can do it with their hand, tell them you
We
didn't
gotta
do
have
that.
somebody feeding
Yeah.
that writer the information,
Mhm.
because, you know, we don't need to pay for them to keep track of everybody's calendar. We've got enough activities going on.
And still have the sign-up sheet to make them aware of what's going on.
The
or
town hall
something.
gets the picking on the square information, that sometimes shows up in the newspaper.
Mhm.
You know, that can be updated. They know what the schedule is for like 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time.
Mhm.
So you could post that on the website monthly. You know, as far as things to do on Saturday night, free concert. And at the Picking on Square, thing can be done. So there's a lot of things that could be done.
Let's price it out and then go from there, I think.
I just think we all get caught up and someone's going to forget to put something on.
Logging's not easy. You can't just go in and.
I'm sure there's somebody local that would be interested in doing it that already knows a lot of the stuff.
That goes to all the festivals and things in the area. All right.
Okay.
If anybody has any suggestions, let us know too, so we can get a bid on that.
Sounds good.
Moving to the Smoky Mountain Host.
Okay, that's me. And Mike, you feel free to chime in anytime. I ended up going to the Smoky Mountain Host annual banquet, really for TDC. When I get over there, the TDA had actually won an award, so I wanted to present this to the board. And what it is on behalf of the Smoky Mountain Host, is presented to the Franklin TDA for the TDA's partnership with the Smoky Mountain Host. So now I wanted to let you guys decide where we wanted to put it. Doesn't matter to me. We can.
I'll take it.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't. It's up to you.
Totally kidding, no way.
You earned it.
We got
There's a
enough
blank
spots
wall
on
right
the
there.
wall.
All right, there's some wall space in there.
Yeah, we got enough spots on the wall, we could let everybody see it, so.
But it's up to you guys. So I want to know what you guys got. So
I trust your decision making.
okay.
We'll be able to put it somewhere.
Are you guys okay with putting it somewhere in this facility?
Sounds great.
Okay, we can do that. Congratulations. That's all I have.
Good job there, Summer.
I'm glad you showed up to it.
Okay, any items from the board? Nothing? Okay, announcements from anyone?
Well, I guess I should say what I mentioned earlier about the giveaway on Facebook. If you guys are okay with me talking to Ms. Mason, just about, obviously keep you guys in the loop on just exploring it and see what the possibilities are. I think it'd be cool to, I can't speak for a rental property owner, but Mike, I think it's probably something you'd be interested in, huh?
Yeah, could be. We could probably work something on
Okay.
So anyways, let's keep you guys
Yeah. Sounds good.
up to speed.
I'd be happy to do that too, for giveaway. Get people here.
Just gotta look at all the, the
Yeah,
logistics
maybe.
of it is, you can't, try to serve everybody as best as possible, and I don't know if it's, I don't know, just without looking at it
Mhm.
and seeing what can be done, but. we'll go
Just
from there.
love to.
Sounds good.
The next regular scheduled TDA meeting is Monday, February the 10th, 5:30 here at the town hall. Does anybody have any problems with that, with their schedules or anything? Just want to make sure. If I can have an motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Please.